the rod, smote the Red Sea, and God allowed the Red Sea to come up as a wall on both sides. Moses, the man that called on God and God fed him with manna in the wilderness. Moses, the man that called on God and God gave them quail until their belly was about to bust open. The same Moses missed the promised land because he didn't do exactly what God said. And here we are thinking we can do half of what God says, and God will let us slide. Peter said, gird up the loins of your mind and act as obedient children. Do what God says, like God says it. Heaven ain't a place for folk who making excuses, who are trying to please their peers. Hello in heaven. Heaven is a prepared place for a prepared people. As a matter of fact, when John was having that conversation with the angels, and the angel asked John, who are those who are standing before the altar? And when he talked about the fact that he saw a certain number, but then when he looked at that other number, who are they? The answer was, these are those who have washed their robes in the blood of the Lamb. These are the ones that have come out of great tribulation. These are the ones that have gone through trials and tests. The road to heaven ain't easy, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. That's the reason he's telling you, obey me. Sometimes in obeying me, it's going to be difficult. Sometimes in obeying me, folk going to look at you crazy. Sometimes in obeying me, they're going to talk about you and say, oh, I guess you holy now. Oh, I guess you done forgot when we used to run the street together. Oh, I guess you done forgot the dope we smoked together. Oh, I guess you done forgot how many 40s we done turned up together. Let them talk. Let them talk. And tell them I have been changed. I once was lost, but now I'm not going to allow what I used to be affect who I'm going to be. Don't allow the world to form your thinking and mold your behavior. Therefore, Peter says, not fashioning yourselves according to the former lust in your ignorance. There's a lot of things you did when you ain't know no better. Amen. Amen. All of us done had our periods of not knowing any better. Amen. Amen. There's some things I did. There were some places I went. There's some things I put my hands on. There's some places I took my feet to. There were some things I saw. There were some things I thought. There were some things I said because I didn't know no better. But see, the thing about God, that he gives you an opportunity to learn better. Watch it now. Because once you learn better, he's expecting you to do better. You follow me? So even here, Peter's saying, don't act like you used to act. You didn't know no better when you were doing that stuff. And that's the reason why children of God have to be open. And let folk know, I once was where you are. And where you gonna end up ain't the place you want to be. Amen. Now some folk will take the attitude, well, you came out because you learned from it. Let me learn from it. There you go. Amen to hell. Enough said. Ain't nothing. If you want to learn from your mistakes, see, the thing is, come on, son. The grace that God bestowed on me. Right there, sir. Are y'all listening? Right there, sir. Are you with me? The grace that God bestowed on me in my ignorance, he ain't guaranteed you the same grace.
Amen.
You follow what I'm saying? There are some folk that never make it out of what they are into. And only God has the wisdom and the knowledge to know who's going to and who's not going to. You follow what I'm saying? We don't know when we're going to die.
We don't know.
God knows the day, he knows the hour, he knows the second. And he knows if I'm in the midst of something and I'm going to have a heart to change, perhaps he'll extend me some grace. But, you know, folk like to say, well, God knows my heart. You got that right. You sure? And I want to know more. God knows my heart. You sure right? And God knows whether or not you're intending to change. For those of us who are intending to change and want to change, God will give us more time. But if you're doing that and using God know my heart as an excuse to keep doing what you're doing, I ain't gonna be surprised when I get the phone call you ain't here no more.
All right.
Amen. You don't provoke God like that.
That's right.
When you learn better,
Yes, sir.
God is expecting you to do that. Peter said, don't live like you used to live.
Right.
When you were ignorant, you've learned better. God is expecting more of you now. Look at verse 16. He says, and this is the reason why I'm saying this, because it is written, be ye holy, because I'm holy. How you gonna represent me if you don't display holiness in your life? How you gonna show folk the difference I've made in your life when they can't see no difference from you and somebody who's standing on the street corner?
Right.
Amen. And here, if you talking the same talk, if you walking the same walk, if you living the same life, how can they tell the difference? There is no difference.
Right.
The only difference is you being a hypocrite. Saying you know God, but living like you don't partner with the devil. Peter says that the exhortation, the reason why we can't live like we used to live is because God is telling his children, you need to be holy, because I'm holy. I want your praise to me to be undefiled. Nothing disgusts God more than a pretense of praise. Somebody coming before his presence, pretending to be with him, and they're not with him. That's the reason Jesus was so hard on the Pharisees and scribes. He called them vipers, venomous snakes. He said, y'all are like whitewashed graves. You look good on the outside. He said, but if I turn a scoop of dirt, I won't find nothing but a bunch of dead men's bones. You can dress up the outside, but baby, the outside ain't what counts. God is looking on the inside. Yeah. Am I conforming? Am I conforming to this world? How can I tell, brother preacher? How can I tell if I'm conforming to this world? What's wrong with this world that God would be so against me conforming to this world? Well, first of all, my brothers and sisters, the world is against God. James chapter 4, verse number 4, the world is against God. Everything about this world is against the holiness and the righteousness of God. James 4:4, ye adulterers and adulteresses. James says, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Don't you hear that? Whenever you try to be a friend of this world, you make yourself the enemy of God. Y'all hear this? You can't run with the world and with God at the same time. And if God has blessed you to overcome the beggarly elements of the world, how dare you show how ungrateful you are by going back into that which God has delivered you from. Look at how Peter says in 2 Peter chapter 2 and beginning at verse number 20. Notice what Peter says in 2 Peter chapter 2 beginning at verse number 20. Peter says, for if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world.